I don't know exactly where this story begins, but all I know is the truth shall set me free. I had a great family as a kid, my mom and father. Growing up as a kid was great as far as I can remember. But everything started to take a turn in my teens. When I was a late teenager, my my father left. My father left my mother. At first we didn't know why, but he cheated on her. In the beginning my mom would say, "Oh, he'll come back. He always does. He always has one of his episodes." But sadly she was wrong. He never did. He never did came back into our lives as a family, as mother, father, son. He didn't come back. He was still my father and all, but we weren't a family anymore. A year or two later, after when he left, my mother committed suicide. Don't know why. Not sure if she was depressed, sad, lonely from all the things that have occurred in that time period. This just didn't happen overnight. This is a long time in the making. After when my mom passed away, I only had my father, the only living parent I had left. Me and my wife moved from her trailer to my dad's trailer. Bills were too high, they were overdue. The management in her trailer park were shady people. My dad at the time was taking care of my mentally ill grandmother, his mother. She had Alzheimer's in the advanced stage. She didn't know who she was. She didn't know her name. She didn't know where she was. It was very terrible, very sad. Seeing her like that, my grandmother, seeing her with Alzheimer's. My dad was living with my grandmother in her villa, in her 55 plus community, taking care of her until the day she died there. 80 plus years old. Very sad. You know, I have to get this off my chest. I just can't keep it a secret. I just can't. I don't know who I am emotionally. I know what I have to do as an adult. But emotionally, I don't know who I am anymore. I would go over to my grandmother's house. Sometimes we're good, sometimes we're bad. There were times where I would go over there and my father would be yelling at my grandmother because she was acting a little crazy, yelling at her, sometimes physically moving her, pushing her to her room or to her chair. You shouldn't treat nobody like that if they're mentally ill. Shouldn't treat nobody like that. She should have been put in a home. She should have been taken care of till her last day. But after my grandmother passed away due to her condition and her old age, After a while of me and my wife staying there, my dad wanted to come back. Since day one of moving in there, we fixed up the place. We put a lot of work into my dad's trailer, and I can't remember him ever saying like, thank you, this trailer looks good. Thank you for your hard work and effort and money put into this place. To be honest, I can't remember him saying anything like that. He came back, he stayed in the add-on room, and he found a new girlfriend. And he would be gone for like periods at a time, only coming there to sleep, and he would be gone. My mother, before she died, she would tell me these stories about my dad doing hard drugs and things like that. After, when my grandmother passed away, my dad's life went into a downward spiral, and he started using drugs again, heavily. To be honest, when I think about it, he was actually probably using drugs way before then, but after, when his mom passed away, started doing the hard drugs very, very heavily. And I started to notice, my family members started to notice, everybody started to notice his odd behavior and the way he was acting. After a while, he broke up with his girlfriend and found another girl. But that girl was just as bad as he was, with the drugs and the lifestyle. It all boiled down to, he kicked me and my wife out, and we had to move abruptly. We were planning on moving anyway, but we were looking for places to move. We didn't have luck. But when he decided to kick us out, when he told us, he didn't want us here anymore, go find another place to go, whatever, we had to put ourselves in a situation that we didn't want to put ourselves in. And me and my wife, to be honest, we both got very stressed out, very emotionally frustrated, all kinds of emotions coming from both sides. I had to end the relationship with my father completely. I haven't seen him since we moved out. I had to make the choice. I love my wife, I really do. I had to do it for me and her. We put in all of our efforts to finding a new place. It put strain on me and my job. I remember the night of the move. We were promised this place. We were promised it. Fingers were crossed. We were living in a hotel for about a week with all of our stuff, with our fingers crossed. Hoping that we would get this place, and we did. Thank God that we did. But in the beginning it was hard. We would call places. They would make us false promises. Everything would look good, but no. It was almost too good to be true. And we risked it all. Me and my wife, we risked it all. To the very last penny. To the very last tear. I'm an emotional wreck. I have been. I want to get back to it. But I can't find the motivation, the inspiration, the light that was once there, the will to do this. I want to get back. I want to get back to it. But it has to be worth it. It all has to be worth it. After everything is said and done, I'm glad. I'm glad everything is over. I'm glad I'm grown up. My childhood was great and all, but it was rough. It was rough. Living with a family that didn't really have a motivation to get a job. Relying on government assistance and food stamps and things like that. Where's the hunger? Where's the strive? Where's the I'm gonna do better for myself? I've been drinking. I shouldn't be drinking. Alcohol does get the best of me. I could remember when times were simpler. You know, when I was a kid and the only thing I had to worry about was the next game coming out that all my friends were playing. I grew up poor, but I really didn't know I was growing up poor until later on. Life could get rough. Life could get stressful. There could be a lot of things going on, but you gotta remember who you're doing it for.